And Ahmed, how are you, bro?
I'm fine, Mohsin. How are you doing? How's your health?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. I'm doing well. I think I've recovered quite a lot now, but there is still some feeling of the virus. But hopefully, I am back to regaining almost 100% health. But Ahmed, the thing is, a lot of players who have been unfortunate during the current international break, and today we're going to be talking about international football because we still have to wait for a couple of days for club football to
Yeah,
return.
I know.
And so we're changing the tune, we're changing the flavor, and we still have a couple of games today in the Nations League, as Ahmed we discussed before going on live. So my first question before we talk about the Nations League, we talk about the CONMEBOL qualifiers, what's happening in Asia, in Africa. I want to ask you a simple question, Ahmed. Do we need international football at this moment, and what is your answer to it, and why?
Well, Mohsin, nice to hear from you. It's good that came back to your health. Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome all our football fans from all around the world. It's a very broad question. Like Mohsin, if we definitely need international football because eventually you can say most of the players their reputation is built up on playing international football. Club football is you can consider they play for either fans or they're earning from it. They don't earn that much from international football. But I think in this current era, in this COVID-ridden season, I don't think so. International football was needed because already there is a fixture congestion for quite for few of the teams. Like you can see all around the five leagues club teams are playing, I think, three matches in 10 days, which they usually play, I think, in 15 to 21 days. I think the
Hmm.
season has been shortened, so I think this wasn't needed because as a result of that, most of the players you have seen that they're getting injured. We can the prime example of this are Liverpool team. I think they have gotten almost all the 11 starting players have been injured in some time or another, and all the back four of Jurgen Klopp's defensive team has been injured. So yeah, also we have seen this injury crisis all around the top five leagues. Also, we have been seeing the COVID cases in Switzerland and other places. So yeah, I think international break can be entertaining. I enjoy it. I enjoy it even though our team Pakistan is never in it, but we still enjoy it. We play seeing other Argentinas and our Brazils and our Germans and Dutch and everyone. But for this season, I think it wasn't necessary because they already have a congested fixtures and it's already adding to the misery of fixture list and injuries and COVID related
Yeah,
crisis.
I absolutely agree. I mean, look at Liverpool. They've lost eight players, not all of them because of international football, but a lot of them recently this week because of international football. Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane are also casualties after their respective games against opponents. And you're right, Ahmed, but no, why are they still going ahead with this? I mean, Uh, my question was a bit broad. Yes, I wanted to ask international football in this current situation, current scenario. It's something they need to talk about. Do you think clubs will talk with UEFA, with FIFA about this?
Yeah, I think they have talked about it. I think they have talked that we already have a very compact season. They have really short season, compacted fixtures, and their players are not getting rest properly. I think they have to play after every match in after 3 to 4 days. So I think club footballs have complained to UEFA, FIFA and UEFA about this that you should postpone it, but the
Hmm.
problem is that you can't postpone it further because like they already postponed it. Euros supposed to be happening in this year,
Hmm.
but it is postponed to next year. Also,
Hmm.
I think but I think you can I think do something about this World Cup for 2022. You can
Yeah,
postpone a little bit till
I,
next year.
I have a suggestion because they're not going to play international football till March. Instead of for friendly, especially, why do you have to play Brazil? And I mean, teams in their own continents? Why do African players need to travel all the way to Africa, Asian players or South American players to their continent to just play friendlies? They could have, arranged a few players. A few teams to play against their continental counterparts. I mean, they could have had an African team playing against a European team. That would be so easy. A lot of African players are already playing in Europe. Same for maybe Asian teams. They can come and travel to play in Europe, or they can go elsewhere, South America. I mean, the distance from Europe to all these places is so much, so it's so tiring for. These club players, especially the ones playing European football week in week out.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's all about that home advantage thing. Even though they don't have fans anymore, but still, it's all about how you have a psychological home advantage. You're playing on your own pitches, on a pitch. You know how to play there. So yeah, like you can say for example, Bolivia.
Mm,
If any other any other team goes there, they're faced with a very high altitude problem. They have a breathing problem, but it's not a problem for Bolivian players because they're
mm,
used to it. So yeah, I think you always get the advantages for that. But I think you're right. I think friendlies, I think it's very, I think unnecessary right now, because all the players are already are informed. They're playing continuously. So yeah, the purpose of friendlies was that to get players in the rhythm for the when they perform for the national team, when they have a national team fixture with them. But there's no need for that right now because they are already informed. They have just played with the respective club teams. So yeah, I think they should have scraped the friendlies now, because I know
mm.
most of the good countries like France, Spain, Germany, Netherlands, they all played. I think they B team or I think C team in the friendlies to just to know which player they can utilize when they play the original
Mm.
game.
Okay, so you mentioned a few European countries. There's also another tournament, you can say, set of games going on apart
Yeah.
from friendlies, and we'll come to the other ones. The UEFA Nations League. Ahmed, Jamie Carragher has been a big critic of this concept for a long time. A lot of us have been. I mean, Jurgen Klopp was also had criticized this format because he said that the average football player was playing too much football, and the summer was the only time where a football player could get some rest. But because of Nations League, they wanted to give some meaning to these matches in between club football. But is it working? What is your take on this?
Yeah. Uh, in this current situation, it's not working because, like, in this COVID-ridden era, it's a congestion fixtures for all the players right now.
Mm,
Even though the Europeans play Euros after every 2 years, I don't see I don't see this being played, this tournament playing. Other than that, it gives I think something to the international tournaments. I think they're saying that the European players only play football